So
Yeah.
Natalie, what's your question for Jeff?
Very,
Obviously, with the paywall deals being announced in the
mm,
UK for season 10,
yeah.
is there any way paywall and free to air can coexist together in Formula E anymore? Or is
Yeah.
paywall the future for Formula E?
Yeah, so look, thanks for asking the question. Look, and this is one of the things, clearly, I'm not immune to reading the chats and on the socials when that announcement came out, and I know it's a hot topic. So maybe let me just explain the decision process first, and then I'll give you the answer. It it's very tricky, but if you think about, and let's talk about the UK because we're talking in the UK, but you'll have international people dialed into
Yeah.
this, I'm sure, and it's very different in every market. So if we were in the US now, we'd be talking about Roku and CBS. If we were in Japan, we'd be talking about Fuji TV, in China, CCTV. So it's very different in every market. But for the UK, um, there comes a time in the kind of the growth of a sport um, where you get the conversation with a pay provider and they think, you know what, this sport as a portfolio of sports, this is something that might help drive subscriptions for us. So we want to invest in it. And in the case of us, if you look at the benefits of a TNT, and I know, by the way, the paywall bit is not a benefit, but the benefits of TNT would be it's one place, they're committed to a long term future. So we don't get this, I don't know where to watch Formula E because it's on TNT. Everyone knows where it is. They're investing in broadcast, so the quality of the broadcast output is really, really strong, and they're investing in great presenters around it. People like David Coulthard, and Jermaine Jenas, and Nikki Shields, and Radzi, and Saunders, and all this great talent around it. So you get a
Mm.
really lovely product, very well invested in, and everyone knows where it's going to be. So they're the upsides. The downside is um, less people have access to it. And by the way, I absolutely understand for a lot of people, £30 a month, or I think £10 a month if you're a Sky customer, whatever it is, the amount of money for the monthly subscription for a lot of people will be a lot of money. So
Mm.
I have to weigh up the benefits of a pay provider with a smaller audience, but a product everyone knows where it is, and it's a really high quality product,
Mhm.
versus going with a free to air provider who, if we're candid, loves it a bit less, doesn't invest the same amount of money, and is less worried about the kind of integrity of the show and when they show it. Now,
Yeah.
the perfect answer, of course, is to find a TNT Sport who's going to invest in it heavily, and then a pay. And maybe to see free practice and quali and the race, you have to be a subscriber of that. But then maybe a pay provider that's either going to show part of it live or show it just after live, or be able to continue to allow the fan base to experience the product. So I
Mm.
won't lie to you. We're having those conversations with TNT at the moment about how we might be able to deliver that. Maybe even in time for the end of the season, but no guarantees. But I think to answer your question, they can coexist, but it requires TNT, who are amazing to work with. That requires TNT to work with another party to find a balanced way of working that delivers what they want, but still allows
Mhm.
fans who maybe can't afford to or don't want to invest in the subscription, still allows those fans to access the product. I'm
Yeah.
completely aware of the challenge, and we are looking at what we can do about it.
Yeah, I will
I'm in a
just
yeah.
sorry, I will just add in that I work at Silverstone in the museum, and I've had people who
Mm,
love Formula E and say
yeah,
I can't find it anymore.
yeah,
I don't have TNT, and so yeah, I ideally like a small 1 hour highlights,
yeah,
like a
yeah,
few days after on
yeah,
one of the big five channels would be
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah,
But it's something that you've got to
yeah. And
work.
and if it's not, maybe this is one thing. I'm sure everyone will know this, but perhaps sometimes people forget it. It would be amazing, Natalie, if I sat and said, do you know what, folks? We've got BBC, we've got ITV, we've got Channel 4, we've got Channel 5.
Hmm.
Which one do we want to pick? Where are we going to put it? Of course, the reality is it doesn't work that way. They have to want to take the product. So they have to
Yeah.
say, we'll take your product and we'll love it and nurture it and we're going to show it. And for a number of those providers, it's perhaps easier for them to make money out of a rerun of Friends and the advertising that comes with it than it is to invest in live sports and want to put that on a premium channel during a premium slot. So
Yeah.
it's not it's not as easy as people might think it is, but I think we can do better, and we can try and help find solutions that make it easier for people.